Hi everybody, and welcome to the weekly update. It's the first week in February, which means we get to recognize the top riders for the month of January. So here we go. First off, we had Gabriella in Almaden with sales over 89,000. And Gabriella, that was tops for the whole company. So way to go. 89,000 in January is an awesome number. In Elk Grove, Dino led the way with sales over 70,000. In Pleasanton, Sarah had top sales honors at 49,000. In Rancho Cordova, Tina was the #1 rider with sales over 80,000. Patrick was the top rider in Rockland with sales over 73,000. And then we had Natalie in Santa Clara. She had sales over 61,000. And on the outside sales team, Jason led the way with sales over 49,000. So congrats to you top riders. And actually January is a pretty good month for written sales. Now you're probably going to notice that your paychecks have been a little bit smaller because of the commission. And what's going on is you typically in December, January, we write more business, significantly more business than what we actually install. Seems like people don't want to have stuff installed when they think the weather's going to be bad or what have you. But as we get into February and it's starting to warm up a little bit, we want to start running those open order lists and start calling the customers and letting them know that the material's here and then we have installation available. Okay, so as soon as it gets typically into the mid-60s or high 60s, people are okay with opening the windows and letting the installers come in and out of the house and stuff like that. So don't be alarmed. It's something that we go through every year. But like I say, since the weather's been pretty nice, you can take it upon yourself to start calling those jobs, those customers that placed orders in December and January, and let's start getting them installed, and then you'll see that on your paycheck. Okay? So, what do we have going for February? Obviously, we're a week in, and we have the Love That Sales sale, which I just love the ad. I think it's really cute and clever, and hopefully you've all had a chance to hear it. I know up here in Sacramento, it's been playing. I listen to 96.1, and I'm hearing it probably 2, 3, 4 times a day. So it's a great ad. Now, you know that we have the short rolls, and just to remind you all, those are all going as a Chateau warranty. The short rolls, if you're in the Bay Area stores, you get to sell numbers 100 and 200. If you're in the Sacramento region, you're selling numbers 300 and 400, and we're not trans-shipping those. Okay, so what's in the Bay Area is down there, what's in Sacramento is for up here. So they're all Chateau warranties again, and it's first come, first serve. If someone wants to hold it for a measure or something like that, they got to give you a deposit to hold it. What else? And it's limited to stock on hand. Okay, so pretty simple on that. What I want to talk about now is the estimate count. Probably a month and a half ago, whatever, I asked the store managers to compile a list of how many estimates that each of your stores did over the months of October, November, and December, the last 3 months of 2011. And what I did is I compiled all those estimates, and then we counted and said, well, how many estimates do we close during the current month? So all the estimates that were set up in for the month of December, say, how many did we actually sell in December? How many did we actually sell in October, November? And then how many were sold after? And this is a really important thing that I want to drive home, or important point that I want to drive home with everybody. And here's the numbers, if you will. For total estimates, we did 1,621. Now that's all 6 stores for those 3 months, 1,621, which is a phenomenal amount of estimates. We sold during the month 722, which is a 48% closure rate. Okay, now that means that the estimate was done during the month of October, and we sold 48% of them. Okay, now you're thinking that, well, boy, maybe it's going to jump way up, because a lot of people, you know, we did the estimate in October, but they weren't ready to buy. They said they were going to look around or they'll be back and things like that. Well, the fact of the matter is that we end up closing 55% total. Okay, so 48% during the current month, 55% total. Now, what that tells me is that when people say they're going to go shop around, or they're going to come back, or they got to check with their wife or husband, or whatever story or kind of brush-off answer they give you, they're kind of like just, they don't want to hurt your feelings, but they're kind of misleading you. And the truth of the matter is, if we don't sell them during that current month, so we're in the month of February, so every sample checkout that you have, every estimate that we do in the month of February, if we don't sell it during the month of February, chances are the vast majority have gone someplace else to buy. Okay, you got to remember, everybody runs a sale every month, and that if people are going to buy, we always see that big push at the end of the month to take advantage of the sale. If they're not buying from us during that month, they're buying someplace else. So when I talk about being aggressive, I've mentioned it a couple months in a row. Be aggressive. Remember that? You got to be aggressive and realize if you're not selling it during that current month, chances are you're not going to sell it. Okay, so you got to ask the questions, the tough questions. What's it going to take to get the order placed? Did I miss something? What can I do? Things like that. Okay, so realize that, and we need to get that closure rate up. We're looking to improve our closure rate up to somewhere around 70%. And that goes back from our mantra for 2012, which is going from good to great. Okay, now, how are we going to do that? How are we going to get our closure rate up? How are we going to get people to buy during that current month? Well, when we were in Las Vegas listening to different seminars, James Dion, he's a pretty famous guy out of Chicago, said there was a survey done that 94% of the customers don't buy from you because they don't understand. There's confusion. Okay? We haven't answered all their questions. And I kind of had read that some different places over the years in different books. That's why we instituted, or trying to train everybody, on the new qualifying questions. Remember these? We handed them out a few months ago, and they were asking questions, getting answers. Now I'm begging you, actually I'm demanding you, to learn all these qualifying questions. Now you should have been working on it for the last couple months during the slow time. And I know some of the managers really haven't embraced it or pushed it as much as they have, or what they should have. Well, I'm going to rectify that. And you're going to start seeing them coming in and asking you, to recite the questions. They're going to start role-playing with you. We're going to start having you role-play with your fellow salespeople. Now, we know that if we don't get the order, chances are we skipped one of these questions or one of these steps, and the customer was confused. Okay, our reputation, our advertising, everything that we do brings them in, the brand of S&G, the image of S&G. But if they don't buy from us, it's because we've skipped a step. Now think that we'll beat any written bid by 10%, so it can't be a price issue. And we say, be aggressive, and if you need a lower price, go to your store manager and we'll get the price that we need to sell the order. So price really isn't the issue. It's a miscommunication or a misunderstanding between you and the customer. So, got to have you memorize these questions, okay? And then we're going to start role-playing, and we're going to implement them into our everyday sales pitch. Now, a couple of the stores have been really diligent, and they're getting their game wrapped up on them, or they're really moving along with the training and the role-playing. And the more they do it, they said it's amazing. It just follows so fluently, and the customer is just so with coming of the information. It really builds a great bond. It increases the dwell time. Now, dwell time is the term that means how long the customer's in the store. And again, being just back from Vegas, the longer the customer's in your store, the better chance you have of selling them. Kind of that's what dwell time is. So you got to ask the 18 questions, which is going to mean the customer's going to be in the store probably 40 minutes to an hour minimum to get through the questions. Okay? Again, increases the dwell time, which gives you a better opportunity to sell. Now, with that going, our other thing that we had talked about was making sales happen. And again, that's what all this qualifying questions and the dwell time and things like that. Now, it's important that we learn this stuff, and so we can move on to phase 2 of the training is going to be closing. But we can't learn to close properly until we've learned the qualifying questions. So I really need you all to be really diligent on it. I know in the past you might be saying, hey, don't forget about it, it'll go away. Well, again, back to our mantra, going from good to great, the whole new S&G attitude and things like that, I'm telling you, this isn't going away. So either you're going to be forced to learn it, kicking and screaming, or you can embrace it and know that you have to learn it. So that's kind of what it is. So anyways, hey guys, running out of time here. Thanks for watching. Keep up the good work. Remember, call those open quotes. Let's get them installed so you can get those commissions on your paycheck. Keep working and memorizing your qualifying questions. Be anxious to role play, because the better you are, the better you're going to do. You're going to see more estimates come out of it. You're going to see your closure rate improve, and that means more money in your pocket. Okay? And at the end of the day, it's all about making sales happen. So be aggressive, study hard, look to improve, be open to the training, and it's all going to be great. Remember, 2012 is our year. Okay? No more excuses. We're taking no prisoners. We're going to make it happen. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.